Well, thanks for logging on. Meteorologist Brandon Lashbrook here, and there are a lot to talk about in the world of tropics right now as we have a couple areas to watch in the Atlantic for possible development, along with newly designated Tropical Depression 2 in the central Atlantic Ocean. But before we get there, we do have Invest 94L still, which is into the Caribbean, just to the east of the Yucatan Peninsula. That has a low chance of development as we go through the next 2 and 7 days. It will likely be moving off to the west toward coastal Mexico or so. But behind Tropical Depression 2, we do have another disturbance, a tropical wave, that also has a low chance of development as it likely moves off to the west, where we may see some steady development or slow development over the next 7 days, something to monitor as well. But let's dive into Tropical Depression 2. This is the newly named storm of today that was just issued about 4 p.m. from the advisory for your Friday. Do see it has 35 mile/per-hour max sustained winds, and over the past couple days we have seen a rather increase in organization of the storm as it has slowly strengthened. Now we see a good, well-defined center of circulation as well in that counterclockwise direction, and in the upper levels you see a good outflow as well in that clockwise direction. So this storm is forecast to move westward and steadily strengthen as it moves toward the Lesser Antilles Islands. The spaghetti models do move it into the Caribbean as well, past the Lesser Antilles Islands toward Puerto Rico and maybe Haiti and Jamaica, but beyond Wednesday or so next week, the forecast gets a little murky on the exact position as there is so much uncertainty on where exactly this goes, and of course it's too far to tell where it may be going into the Gulf of Mexico or not. But on the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center, we do have a tropical storm barrel likely by tonight, Friday night, or early Saturday morning. As we go toward the next few days, by Monday and the weekend, we may see a first hurricane of the season as Category 1, maybe Category 2 by the time it reaches the Lesser Antilles Islands. Now beyond that, we may see some slow weakening or so by Cuba or Jamaica or near Haiti, but again, a little bit of uncertainty in that forecast as we get to that day 5, day 7 range in the forecast period. Now one thing to watch as you go toward the later half of next week will be some areas of some high pressure ridges over the southern U.S. and over the Bermuda area east of the Bahamas. Here's the one computer model showcases where that low may be near Jamaica or the Dominican Republic. But as we go toward that day 7, 10 range, there's high uncertainty based on those high pressure systems. So if a high is a little bit more on the stronger side, that may push this low a little bit more further west and southwest. Although if that high is a little bit weaker, it may bring the system moving more to the north and northeast or so. So still putting to watch as we go toward next week. And right now it's again too early to tell if it will make it into the Gulf of Mexico or not. Now here is where it is right now in the central Atlantic. And if you look at this graphic, typical lead times and when, if it may impact in the U.S., looking at 8 days or more away. So plenty of time to watch the system as it begins to evolve, and plenty for it to go through as it moves into the Caribbean island as well. Now here also closer to home we have Invest 94L. Again, this has that low chance of development over the next couple of days as it moves off to the west toward the Bay of Campeche. That's where all the models are indicating that it will be moving into the coastal Mexico region and likely moving into Mexico away from our area because of the high pressure over the area as well. Now regardless of development, going to bring some heavy rainfalls, maybe some flash flooding concerns for coastal Mexico as well, but again, no impacts here in Louisiana from this system. Now thankfully, of course, no immediate impacts tropical-wise from Tropical Depression 10, or 2 rather, here in Louisiana, but of course we will always keep you up to date on all things tropics on air and online at brproud.com.